Involved shooting in Mississauga last night. For more on that, we're now joined live by CP24's Chanel Call. Chanel.
And Kelly, we're live for you this morning in the area of Goreway and Morningstar Drives. Take a look behind me. You can see through our live shot of the scene. This apartment building is where that police-involved shooting happened. Much of it is taped off today. The shooting itself, though, happened last night. Peel Police say they were called here for a person in crisis at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. The SIU telling us that a 62-year-old man barricaded himself inside an apartment unit while officers were trying to do a wellness check. Officers say they were chatting with the man through the door for quite some time, but when the man stopped responding at about 8 p.m., police then breached the door and entered the unit. Now, at that point, Kelly, there was an interaction between officers and the man, which resulted in police deploying a taser at the man and then firing plastic projectiles at him. The SIU saying neither of those tactics had any effect on the man. So then an officer fired at the 62-year-old. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Here's more from Peel Police and the victim's nephew we spoke with yesterday.
To the specifics of what was said or what exactly was said by police or the man, I can't speak to that. I do know that for quite some time throughout the interaction, a lot of communication was had with the man until it ceased just before 8 p.m.
In terms of officers entering this residence, was it a belief that he was a danger to himself, to anyone else that may have been in the area, to officers?
The state of crisis that he was in and the belief that he had access to weapons, yes, we believe that he was a danger to himself.
So I said, hey, listen, if you guys feel like we have a liability issue, take the 4 officers upstairs, take a family member, let them speak to him. They're like, oh, we tried speaking to him. There's a video of them going up from the back balcony on the second floor with ladders. They kicked their door open. They said, drop it. As soon as he said drop it, he started shooting. What conversation is that? And the officer had the audacity to tell me he had 20 years plus experience on the force dealing with mental ill patients. That's how you deal with mental ill patients? This is exactly what's going on in America. We call these guys to help us, and this is what they do. And what he said, I'm sorry, and he walked away. Well, what does the sorry do? What is sorry gonna do for me?
So, Kelly, clearly the family of this 62-year-old man has a lot of questions about exactly what happened. Peel Police Constable Sarah Patton had previously told us that police believed that this 62-year-old man had a medical condition, that he was not taking his medication, and that he had access to weapons inside. Police not saying what those weapons are or could have been. I can tell you today 6 investigators and 3 forensic investigators have been assigned to this case. The SIU has now taken over the investigation, and they're asking if you have any additional video or information to please come forward. Back to you.
All right, Chanel, thank you for this. Chanel Call live for us this morning in Mississauga. Neighbors of the Caledon family